Welcome to the Southwest Florida REIA July 2010 foreclosure report. This information was compiled from public records. We downloaded it from leeclerk.org. It was then analyzed with Microsoft Excel. Pretty much we had another month that was the same of last month. Last 3 months it's pretty much been about the same number. July of 2010 showed 882 mortgage-related list pendants. May of 2010 we had 890. Year over year is an important thing to analyze in these trends. Last year in July we had 1,877. This chart shows certificates of title. Now what's really interesting about the certificates of title are July's deeds that were conveyed should become August, September's REO sales. So it's one way to gauge the oncoming REO market by what's leaving the courthouse. This slide talks about the mortgage-related list pendants. Now when we take this data, we download it, and we take out the partition suits, the lien enforcements, HOA list pendants, because not every list pendants is actually a mortgage foreclosure. What I find most interesting is our little flat period we've had the last 3 months very closely resembles the March to May period of 2007, which was when this really took off like a rocket. Now, as far as prognosticating the future, in about May of 2007, actually more like about September, I destroyed my crystal ball. I was all done predicting the future. I just read the numbers now. So some things that are interesting as well. We've almost filed 69,000 mortgage-related list pendants since the January of 2006. Now we've broken the negative feedback loop when it comes to the foreclosures, and I'm basing this on, in 2009, the MLS, about 65% of our sales were cash. Now in 2010, almost 70% of our sales are cash, and when this many are paying cash, and with how hard it is to get a mortgage, with how tight the leverage is, this should break the negative feedback loop. So we should be down to a set number of cases plus the normal attrition rate on real estate deals within the market. This chart just shows the total trend. It's got the list pendants and the certificates of title on the same chart. Interesting thing to note here, 4 months ago we started conveying more deeds through the foreclosure process than new cases we were filing. So now we had actually attrited down the backlog considerably, almost 9,000 cases. We should make some very large dents in the backlog because a lot are dismissed, modification, short sales, stuff like that. The certificate of title is not the only way a foreclosure is dismissed from the system or taken out of the system, is a better way to put it. Here's your top 10 entities that were acquiring deeds via the foreclosure process. Fannie Mae by far has been dominating this for quite some time. How you really put that into practical use is, particularly if you're working the REO market, whether you're buying, listing, or whatever your role is in it, Fannie Mae has got the lion's share of them. Fannie Mae is going to kind of be the 800-pound gorilla in the room. Top 10 list pendants filers, if they're filing them now, statistically 9 to 12 months these guys should have REOs. It's an interesting way to watch what's coming. Wells Fargo and Bank of America, the last few months have been flip-flopping back and forth over who's got more, and there's no rhyme to reason to really how they've been doing it. Notes, our list pendants, the last 3 months we've appeared to reach a plateau. The thing with statistics is they're never static and they're always in motion. It's interesting to see how a lot of these changes have to do with the way banks report on their books and their balance sheets. And without a decent understanding of how a bank runs its balance sheet, you'll never truly get this foreclosure process. Important thing to note, in the last 4 months we have disposed of more cases just filed via certificate of title than we have in new filings. We're actually under 20,000 cases for the backlog. What's interesting is some statistical work we did about 8 months ago, and this has been pretty normal throughout the trend, about 30% of the mortgage foreclosure filings are lots. Truly, about 65% represent residential properties, and they're in different zip codes and they're all over the county. And at the previous point in the trend, the flattening point actually led to an acceleration. I don't know which direction it'll go, or it may just stay flat. We may just be burning through the backlog. Thought we would spend some time here and talk about what events the Southwest Florida REIA has going on this month. Uh, August the 5th, which is Thursday, we have our Lee County Luncheon. The luncheon is held at the Golden Corral at 4690 on Colonial Boulevard in Fort Myers. That's basically right by the Walmarts at 6 Mile Cypress and Colonial. Our topic's going to be, has the oil fill affected waterfront home sales in Lee County? I'm actually doing basically an empirical study on whether it has or it hasn't, and we'll be releasing this data and more importantly have an open room discussion and talk about it at the Lee County Luncheon. The time, the meeting in earnest begins at 11:30 and generally goes till 1. Most people get there around 11, and you got a half hour. Everybody eats lunch, they mingle. If you've never been to a Southwest Florida REIA meeting or you haven't been there in a long time, this is a great way to get some insight into what the group is all about. And then on August the 18th, starting at 6 p.m., from 6 to 6:30, we actually serve food, so you'll get fed. You don't have to worry about stopping the McDonald's on the way there. But our general meeting at 6:30, we're going to have Charlie Green, the Lee Clerk of the Courts. He's going to give us the clerk's perspective on foreclosures and the pipeline of cases in the court docket, which is should be insightful. Charlie's a bright guy. He's been around town forever. He's been the Lee County clerk since 1984. And as a data guy, I do a lot of exporting from his website, and I'm constantly amazed at what a good job they do in light of an exponentially growing caseload. And to my knowledge, he hasn't really hired anybody. Our clerk's office does a real good job. We probably should have Charlie talking about efficiency more than foreclosures, but we're going to have him talk about about foreclosures this month. So if you have any questions, give me a call. My number is 239-671-8248. You can email me, Jeff at SWFLREIA.com. You can also go check out the REIA's website. It's SWFLREIA.com. And if you're not on our main email list, there's a box to do that right on the homepage. Thank you for watching our video, and I hope you make it a profitable day.